Welcome back to GTS Garage. This week we're going to concentrate on the fork conversion. Now the fork conversion is going to allow you to have the dual disc brakes on the front of the FZR, and it's going to allow you to maintain the length of the fork for the XJ600. If you don't do this conversion, you're actually going to end up with a fork that sticks out the top yoke by about an inch and a half. I'm going to go through the tools and then I'm going to go through a step-by-step guide. Now the reason I've gone through a step-by-step guide, and I know a lot of you are going to be teaching how to suck eggs, but the reason I do the videos as I do them is A, I want the bike to be absolutely safe when it leaves the garage. I don't want to give you step A, give you step C, and then have any ambiguity in how I got to each step, because then you end up introducing issues yourself. And when I look online for the things that I want to do, that seems to be that's one of my biggest complaints, is the fact they start off but then they jump to step C and you're not quite sure how they've got there. I think that's all I'm going to explain now, so let's crack on with the video. Let's get the forks done and I'll show you that process. The video is going to assume that you've actually stripped down both sets of forks already. So you've got your FZR parts and you've got your XJ600 parts. So these are going to be from the FZR because they're going to give us the mounting points. We're also going to use the outer bushing of the FZR. Now they are the only two components that we're actually going to use from the FZR. So you're going to need a new fork oil, you're going to need a seal driver or a homemade version, you're going to need the parts, so you're going to need a new seal, oil seal, a new dust cap, and I've brought a new circlip. You are going to need some Loctite, you are going to need an 8mm Allen key. Now I'm using mine on the socket, but you need the extra long version because you need for where it needs to be used. You also need a method of holding the dampener rod. So basically that's all the tools you're going to need, and you're going to need a ruler. So what you do is drop the dampener rod plus the rebound spring through the tube. You then take the oil seal and you put it on the end. And this is where we're going to put it into the lower fork. The next stage is to affix the dampener rod, the piston and the lower fork together, and we do that through the bolt that goes through the bottom. Take some Loctite, put that bolt back in while holding the dampening rod. You then take the FZR upper bushing and you run it over the top. Careful not to scratch up everything. You then put the washer over the top of that, and that gives you a base on which to put your seal driver over the top and hammer that home. So that is then held into position with the new circlip. So we're going to take some fork oil and we're just going to lubricate the seal. We're then going to take an old piece of plastic, this is from a milk carton. With the seal now in place, we're going to use our seal driver once again to knock the seal into its final position. Good couple of hits and it should be there. Using the same method as we did with the oil seal, we're now going to put the dust cap over the end. And then using the plastic to push the dust seal into place, and then removing the plastic when you're there, and then just putting that over. And that is the seals done. Okay, so the next stage is, whilst everything is open, we fully compress the piston into the fork lower, and we are going to measure 111mm from the top. So we're just going to pour the fork oil in. So I would compress it a couple of times, and we are going to take our ruler, and from the top we are going to measure 111mm. which is about there. And once we're there, we're just going to check the end of the ruler to see if there is any oil on it. And if there isn't any oil, we're just going to continue filling until there is oil on it. We've now got the spring, so we're now going to put the spring in, and it's going to be the tightly wound spring is going to be at the top. Put the spring spacer in. Okay guys, the only thing left to do is now put the spacer back in. We then take the cap. That's it. That's basically the forks back together. I will tighten them up and torque them up once they're back in the yoke. Okay guys, that's it. The fork conversion is now done. I did warn you that it was a step-by-step guide, and in some elements it could be a bit long, and I apologise for that. I hope some found it of benefit. Okay guys, that is it for this week. Everything is done. But before I go, I'd like to say a massive thank you to everybody that watches the channel, everybody that leaves comments and gets involved. It really is appreciated, and I do try and answer all the questions and all the comments that come in. It is lovely to receive it because it shows you're actually interested in doing it, and the time spent in doing these videos is of hopefully as much benefit to others for entertainment as it is for myself. The two new subscribers that I'd like to say hello to are my brothers. Unfortunately enough, I not let slip, but we were talking and it came out the fact that I produced these videos, to which both were very interested, on the basis that it was just an opportunity for them to take the piss, which, to be honest, to be fair, they didn't. But I have a funny feeling there's plenty of time for that to start. Okay, so with that said, good luck to you. Good luck to you, Joe. I shall see you very soon. And good luck to everybody else. Have a lovely weekend. You take it easy, and I shall see you probably in a couple of weeks. Take it easy. Take care.